we had a good, very good trip. I made this one a little bit longer than usual to maybe not be so hard on me, but it kept growing all the time I was down there. So, if I was there 6 months, it'd be every night 6 months. So I learned that's not going to work. So, but we had a good. We had a good youth camp. I don't know. There was right at 50 kids there at the camp, and I guess there were teenagers, and it all worked out good. God really ministered to them and touched their heart, and when you see teenage boys, these several of them were like 16, and they're just sobbing and crying and repenting. God's really doing something, touching their heart when something like that goes on. And then we went from there to services at Amapala, and had a good service there, good crowd, good anointing and move of the Spirit. Then we started a crusade the next night out in the jungle, just at El Alto, but it was down on the road in a field. Everything kind of smelled like horse manure, but it was had a string of lights and between 400 and 500 people there every night. So horse manure didn't bother the crowd none, and had some real good results. Had a word of knowledge and prayed for blood clots one night. I don't think I'd ever prayed for blood clots in my ministry, but I just heard this in my spirit, and so I said that, and we had to find somebody that even knew how to translate clot. And so when we finally got it translated and the word went out, there was about between 25 and 30 people came up with blood clots in their mainly in their legs, and that's usually how it works. When you have a word of knowledge, it spreads out, and we prayed for a lot of those. Had some people get saved. Just a real good time, and went from there to other service. We had an anniversary service at Mateo. It's up by Tegucigalpa, and had a good time. Went fishing. One day, we had 2 days off, and one of them I spent fishing, and that's why I have such a nice tan. It wasn't because I was laying out there on an ugly beach, but it was because I spent 7 hours in the open sun in a boat. So that'll do it to you, won't it, Paul? Yeah. There it is, right there. And I ate some of them on Monday. Rosie fried up a bunch of fish, and we took fish to the Mateo and gave away fish. We had an ice chest, big ice chest full of fish. The pastor we went with was a professional fisherman, I guess. That's how he made his living. And him and his brother fished every day, and then they took the fish back and sold them. And he gave us all these fish. We had a lot of good fish, and your pastor caught some. And not a fishing pole, a line, and had a piece of rebar on the end of it for a sinker and a hook, and we used shrimp for bait, and you pitched it out there. We caught all kinds, different kinds of fish out of the ocean, and even those puffer fish, I don't know if you've ever seen them, they blow up and get real nasty looking, and they throw them away, but we ate everything else. Had a good time, great time, good fellowship. This pastor's a new pastor. Last time we was there, we drove to the town, which took us forever down this dirt road. It was bad, and the town is La Flor, and the pastor has a church, and his family's all there, and then he has this fishing boat. Then I know this fishing boat was old enough I could be its grandpa. It was one of those kind of old fishing boats, and it was catching a little water, but he made his living with it every day, and we had a great time fishing and eating fish and preaching. That's right down a preacher's alley, just to preach. And used to say that about Belize. It was a great place. You go and you fish all day and preach all night, and that's a preacher's preacher's dream. And so we had a great time.